Oh hey, so in this video guys, I'm gonna say this is probably one of the most important videos I will be making on my channel and since starting my fishing content journey. That's because this product that I'm about to introduce you to, if you haven't seen it yet, and review, is probably one of the most revolutionary products on the market today. Hands down, you ain't gonna convince me otherwise. So I would say most anglers will understand when I say this bothers us, right? Things moving around in our boxes, you know, clanking around. Oh, that hurts me just to do that. Especially when you're using things like, you know, Megabass, and these flopping around in my box, getting scratched up from the hooks. It irks me. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. It's like nails on a chalkboard. And then, when you got bigger boxes, you end up with things like this. It's not fun. You just want to fish. You don't want to sit there and fight with your lures. So, whilst on the good old Whatnot, I discovered a seller by the name of Lonesome Dove. And he introduced me to his newest product called Better Tackle Systems. Now, this sounds exactly what it is. It's a better tackle system. It's a better way to store your lures and protect them, keep them longer, and extend their longevity, right? Especially when you're using JDM products, especially Megabass. They do cost a pretty penny. They are worth every penny, but we want to keep them for as long as we can, and we want to keep those very pretty paint jobs pristine for as long as possible. So they came out with a better tackle system, meaning it's going to store your baits better, it's going to keep them safe, and it's going to prevent them from flying around in the box, getting all scratched up, those hooks getting rusted, etc., etc. So this is the Better Tackle Systems. Now, it is an insert that it has been 3D printed to fit in the Milwaukee Packout box. So this box is going to be waterproof in itself. Whoa. So we're going to open this bad boy up. This is the insert itself. This is the Recon. Now the Recon fits a little bit of everything. Now they make boxes for your jerkbaits, your 110 size jerkbaits, so your Vision 110s are going to fit perfectly in there. Your crankbaits, specifically Griffins. They just came out with a bladed jig box. They have a popper box, the Pop Max specifically. They also have a Pop X, which is a little bit smaller than the Pop Max if you're not familiar. And I'm sure there's a few that I'm missing. But they are also coming out with more and more. So they're going to try to accommodate every kind of style of fishing or every style of bait. So a few key features. So again, this is 3D printed, so you can actually get a bunch of different colors. This is the gray, they have white, they have black. I want to say they also have red. And then they also have, it's called ice, so it's almost translucent. So I went with the gray. So one of the first features here is we're going to pull this out. Now I know they are working with a bunch of different other companies as far as storage goes and what these inserts will fit in. So that pops right out. Now one of the things I want to point out, use this camera here, are these little holes. I'm sure you can see right through there. So those little holes are actually meant to help drain any kind of condensation, water that may still be on the bait, and that water is actually going to drip down into this tray. Now, you'll see in this tray, there's little slots. And those slots are actually going to fit silica packs. You know those things you get in like your beef jerky, etc., etc. They're meant to absorb moisture. So, you can grab, I think I got 100 of these on good old Amazon for 10 bucks. And these fit, look at that, perfectly, right in those slots. So there's 6 of them. Fill this bad boy up with my silica packs. Boom. So we got those bad boys in there. And let's slap this back in there like so. Look at that. So again, you're going to be able to keep things dry. This is going to float. It is very durable. So you don't have to worry about things getting smashed. And then you can just grab this and go. So that's my whole idea with getting the Recon as my first box. So as you guys know, I am mainly a bank fisherman. So in most cases when I load up, let's say my tackle bag, I'm gonna have a little bit of everything in each box. Meaning, you know, for example, this is my crankbait slash jerkbait box. So it's gonna have a little bit of everything. It's not necessarily gonna have just jerkbaits or just crankbaits. Same thing with top water. So I'm gonna have big walking baits, small walking baits, some frogs, some prop baits, some crawlers. Gotta have the crawlers. Some wake baits. We got our Pop Max. So I wanted to get the Recon so I could put a little bit of everything in one box, and then in the future, very near future, I can actually just make videos of me taking just the Recon out and only being able to use what's inside the box. So what can we put in the box? So let's start off. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to fill everything. I do actually have the things I do need to accomplish that on the way. But you know me and patience, I have none when it comes to this stuff. So we're just going to work with what we got. So let's start with our Vision 110s here. So I have me, actually, it's a Megabass Prop Darter 110. And these guys will also fit. Now, along with your normal 110s, the 110 Juniors will also fit in these slots. So this guy's going to sit in there, boom, just like that. Now, once your baits are in that box, they're actually very easy to take out. So how it's designed is you're actually able to just take your finger, push on the nose of the bait. And when you push on the nose of the bait, the back end's going to pop up and boom, pops right out. So that is, again, super convenient. And again, just like the name suggests, better tackle system. So it's definitely designed to make your life much easier on the water. So here we got another 110. This is the GG Deadly Black Shad. If you know, you know. This is your normal 110. Boom. It's in. Take your finger. Pops right out. Love it. So let's move on to the Pop Max section. So these are the two Pop Max slots right there. So we're going to start off with our very pretty white python. And these guys are actually going to lay on their side. So I'll take the back end here with the feathered treble and lay that bad boy right in there. Let's get that hook in the center. Just like that. That is pretty. And again, same concept. Take your finger, back end comes up, comes out very easily. No fighting with the bait to get it out. So that's that. And then we got one more for the Pop Max. And of course, we had to go with good old Viper Red. So this is going to go in like so. Bada bing, bada boom. Now next to, or I should say just below the Pop Max is the Pop X slots. So I unfortunately only have one Pop X at this moment. I do have more coming. But I figured the first one to throw in there is actually none other than the first collectible bait that I received ever, and that was from Lonesome Dove. Thank you, Justin. Well, I don't know if I should say thank you, because now my wallet's hurting, because now I'm collecting lures. Nah, I'm just kidding. Best addiction I have, so this one I'm actually going to put right in the box, just because it just makes so much sense. So we're going to put this thing, I'm over here looking at this camera. We're going to put this guy in there. This one's going to sit just like the Visions were. So that's that for the Pop Max. Now, these 4 slots here are going to be for your Griffin SRX and your MRX. So right now I only have 2 SRX. We got this pretty boy right here. He's going to go in like so. Oh, the other way around. All right. Just like that. Boom. Oh, and then we got this one. I think that's just white. I'm not sure. Probably don't want to know because then I won't fish it. All right. Boom. So those fit perfectly right in there. And again, you can also put your MRX, which is a deeper diver version of the Griffin. Now, what else do we have? So these here, I think these are 5. I'm cheating. 2. So I believe these 2 slots right here, if I'm not mistaken, I probably am, we'll figure it out. These 2 slots right here are going to be for your flap slaps. If you've never seen a flap slap, this is a flap slap. And it's fun to say, flap slap. Flap slap, okay. So, this is going to sit right there. Aha, no, I believe the two on the end here are for the flap slab. Yes, they are. So again, that's going to fit wonderfully in there. Then we got this bad boy, which I also got from Lonesome. We get that one in there. Yeah. I think somebody actually put a different hook on this guy, so it's slightly bigger, but should still fit. You can do it. There we go. So those are your flap slaps. And then we do have some slots for the Karashi. Now, if you're not familiar with the Karashi, that is a very brand new bait for this year. I would say it's what you would call a confidence bait. It's a finesse bait, but you can work this bait in so many different ways. So it's definitely going to be perfect when you want to downsize and, yeah, maybe try for fish that are a little more high pressured and a little more finicky. What we got? Well, 3 slots. 3 slots for the Karashi, and that's going to be these 3 slots right here. I do actually have 2 more on the way to fill those slots as well. So that is that. And then we also have, I believe these slots right here, these 4 slots are for the Super Z1 and Super Z2, which I do not have any of, but with a little bit of experimenting, I found out that you're actually able to fit other things in there. And same thing goes with the other slots. You are able to find other things that do fit in these slots. You don't necessarily need to use the exact bait they're designed for. So these are the IXI Furious. So these guys actually fit perfectly right in these slots here. So we got 2 of those Furious. Boom. And then along with the Furious, I actually discovered that a Step Cat fits in there nicely as well. So that's that. Now, the slots I do not have, like I said, we didn't have the Super Z. We still got some slots to fill with the Griffin. Same thing with the Karashi. And then we also have 2 more Pop X to fill. What else do we have here? Cheating again. That's what it is. The X80 Juniors, which I believe will be these slots, these 3 right here. And the X80 Trick Darters, which will go here, if I'm not mistaken. So again, guys, you're able to fit a little bit of everything. So that's why I went with this as my first box, because then I can throw a little bit of everything, and I can shut this, lock it up, bada bing, bada boom, and then I can just grab just this box and hit the water. I don't have to worry about grabbing my bag and grabbing all the extra stuff. I can grab just this box, maybe 3 rods tops, and just go. So now that everything is in the box, nothing is coming out of their slots. Everything is staying where it needs to be. You know, the only thing that might be moving is that Step Cat because it's a little smaller. But again, it's not going to slide back and forth. It's not going to flip over and scratch itself with its hooks. Everything is going to stay in its place. And waterproof. Look at that. It's a no-brainer, if you ask me. So with that being said, after finally getting my hands on one of these, I will be getting more. Just strictly for just storing things. Like, again, I got most of my stuff in these boxes, and I just don't like how everything's sitting. I feel like things that I want to... Things that I'm on the fence about whether or not to just collect or use, I find myself just going through and putting hook guards on. Just because I'm indecisive. I'd much rather have a box like this where I know I can put everything in. It's going to stay safe no matter how I'm moving it. If I'm moving, or just moving, I'm actually going to be moving shortly. I don't have to worry about it bouncing around the back of the truck or anything else and things getting tangled up and, you know, ending up like this. This is going to be perfect. And I think once you go better tackle systems, you don't go back. So yeah, stay tuned for the first episode of the Recon. I think that's what I'm just going to call the series, the Recon, where I'm just going to take this box and that's all I'm going to use. Anything that's in this box is the only thing I could tie on to the end of my line, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So yes, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, what to expect next. So last video I did the unboxing from a lot of the great sellers, which I have on display here, from Whatnot. I still have to get the second episode of the Old Man's Tackle Box out. I promise you I'm working on that. But yeah, I would say those are the two things to expect the soonest, and I will definitely be getting a lot of these baits on the water. I think I might just do, you know, YouTube shorts on testing out a lot of the new things that I've gotten from these awesome sellers on whatnot. Actually was able to get out today and put some of the big crawlers that I just got to work, and they worked. Surprise, surprise. So yes, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Drop some comments, hit that like button, and make sure you go check out bettertacklesystems.com to get your very first better box, better tackle system. The Recon, the 110 box, the Pop Max box, the Pop Max and Pop X box, I just remember that. The Griffin box. I can go on, and stay tuned, they're coming out with a lot more. Alright guys, me and my Recon will catch you later.
Yes, indeed. They call me Mr. Greed worldwide. And I'm blackout.